Hello and good morning on this beautiful Sunday, the 24th Sunday of the liturgical year. This Sunday we have a very beautiful gospel passage. We have here some famous parables which we might have heard from our very early childhood onwards, especially the one with the prodigal son. It's a beautiful story of coming back. Just take alone the picture of the shepherd carrying the sheep on the shoulder. The joy that he had when he found the lost sheep, he just put it on his shoulder. So the gospel is full of images like the shepherd, the lost sheep, the lost coin, the lost son, the brother of the lost son, servants of the father, or the friends of the shepherd, and the woman who lost the coin, and her friends with whom she shared her joy, and the father himself. It's like we have a number of characters into this gospel, and we can actually reflect and meditate on each and every single character. We can spend hours together reflecting these two beautiful parables. But let's just concentrate on one particular element of the gospel. It is a message which we have quite often heard from lots of preachers, I believe. And we all know what it is. It is a message that concerns the attitude of the Father, the shepherd's attitude, the response of God. It is an attitude that does not retribute, question. Rather, it is an attitude that hugs, that accepts, feasts, puts a sheep on the shoulder which was lost. It is an expression of extreme joy and love, an unconditional love, a love that does not question, rather just lives at that moment, that present moment. It is an expression that forgets and wipes away all our iniquities and rejoices that we have returned back. God concentrates on our presence. God concentrates on our doing right now here. Now, what is important for us is not just knowing it, but realizing it, a realization and trust, and this attitude of God. And such a realization helps us to have hope. Then we have a wonderful image, a picture of God in our lives and in our hearts. A picture that will change our lives. And I think our generation today and our world today truly requires a different picture of God. We do not need a God of retribution. We need a God of love. I think we human beings need to have this picture of God in our hearts very much. A picture that will help us not to remain in the past with guilt and frustration, rather to move forward with hope and joy. A realization that will unleash us from the guilt of our sin, unburden us from thinking of God's judgment and retribution. Rather, it helps us to develop an attitude, and it strengthens us to see my God as a loving Father. Sometimes we burden ourselves with unnecessary guilt and fear and frustration, and only think about the heavy retribution or punishment or judgment we are about to face, forgetting all the love, the mercy, and goodness that God has for us. So these parables, they invite us once again. Jesus is inviting us, look at God as someone who's full of love, and fill your heart with this image of love, with this image of God who is love. And that will have an effect in our own lives, in our own attitudes, that will help us to change our attitudes towards others. So, we are invited, and let us take this message. Have a wonderful Sunday. God bless you all.